Hello, my book friends. Welcome to my channel, The Grape Jelly Library. My name is Flo, and today we are going to do a book unhauling. Yes, you heard that right. I am getting rid of some of my reads. Okay, in filming, you're probably going to hear Theodore because I think he was just let out into the backyard, and when he gets out there, he becomes the bully of the neighborhood. Even though he can't see any other dogs, they can't see him because of the fence. Somehow, some way, he knows, and he starts running that mouth of his. So, if you hear Theodore, just pshaw, ignore him. Okay, so I did it. Somebody had given me a bunch of books, mostly nursing books, and I am not a nurse and I'm not in the nursing field, so I didn't know where to go with these books. So what I did is I put them in the farm market at work, and in doing that, some of the customers brought books to donate, and then the light bulb went off. Hey, why not start a little neighborhood free library? So that's what I did, and I made a cute little sign for it, and now I thought I should probably, kick it off. There's probably about 20-25 books there, but I'm sure I have some books on my shelf that I can donate for the cause. And so that's what I did. I cleared some space off the shelves to donate for this cause. Now, this was not easy. It wasn't easy for me to do at all because I get attached to my books. Even when I think that it's junky, I'm not going to read it, or I'm not, I already read it and got out of it all I can get. Still, I remember that point in time when I read it. I remember where I was. If I was floating in the pool on a raft, or if I was on the lawn chair in the on the patio, the lanai area. If I was on my front porch, was I reading this one in the car? I remember all that, and so I feel like I'm giving away pieces of time out of my life, and I don't know. That sounds just bizarre, doesn't it? But anyways, I just figure my method will be, I'll keep all my books on a shelf, and when I pass, let that be somebody else's problem, whatever they're going to do with it. But right now, I'm going to keep my books. However, I am the first person to give the shirt off of my back. Many is the time I was wearing a ring and somebody said, "Oh, can I see that ring? Oh, I love it. I love it." And I will take it off and I will give it to them. Twice now, most recently, 2 weeks ago, I've given away the purse that I was literally carrying. I remember the one time I was in a department store and I had my handbag that had all my belongings in it, and then the bag that I was purchasing, and the lady that was in line struck up a conversation with me, and she was just going on how she adored the purse that I was carrying, and I just told her, well, lady, if you stick around for a hot minute, it's yours. Just give me enough time to buy this one and dump all my stuff into it. And she could not believe it, and she could not be more excited to receive that gift. And then I was at work, and a total stranger I had never saw before came in, and she asked me about my bag, and she was, going on, and I said, well, you probably won't go for this, but if you want the bag, it's yours. And she went for it. And that was fine with me because I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. And so I literally took my belongings home in a t-shirt bag, a grocery thank you bag, Yeah, that's where my wallet was and my keys and all my belongings, in a grocery bag. And she took home a purse that was, yeah, I'd say a little expensive. But you can't take that shit with you when you go. And it brought me my happiness. It put a smile on my face, and let it put a smile on somebody else's face now. So I literally carried that grocery bag with me, around with me, for a week, because I didn't have the time to switch it out into another purse. So here I am, going to and fro work every day with a grocery bag for a purse. But you know what? At the end of every day, it was, all turned out all right. Everything was a-okay. So anyways, that is my point. I will give you, there he is. Hear him? Hello, Theodore. Hello, Theodore. The backyard dog, I call him, a backyard bully. But anyways, even though he doesn't bully anybody, he's all talk. But anyways, I will literally give you the shirt off my back, but I have to really think twice about a book, even though a lot of these books belong in the boneyard. Let's go through 13 books that I am no longer going to be housing on my shelves. I don't even know what half of these books are about. The Little Women, a novel by Catherine Weber, author of The Music Lesson. I must have bought this at my school, my library, local library sale. Even they discarded it. Oh, Catherine. I'm sorry, Catherine. It can't have been that it was a bad book. All right, I'm not going to read it all, but inspired by Louisa May Alcott classic, The Little Women, I thought so, is the story of the adolescent Green sisters, Meg, Joanna, and Amy, who lead a charmed life until they discover that their apparently perfect family is far more fragile than they thought. They've always been close-knit. When the sisters uncover their mother's affair, they are devastated by her betrayal. Yeah, I don't think that's something that I want to read. So, to the donation pile you go. The Memoirs of Chief Red Fox. I love my history. I love the history of Native Americans. But I just don't think I'm going to read this one. I just don't think. They're so, not for any specific reason. Just that I've had it for so long. I feel like if I was going to read that one, I would have already. I have grown so far as a reader. And I probably got that book about 30 years ago from my library sale. I just feel like a forward moving freight train. And there's probably a lot of books I'm just not going to go backtrack and pick up if I've had them for 20, 30 years. Mindfulness, a practical guide by Tessa Watt. Reduce anxiety, enjoy the moment, discover genuine happiness, and slow down. All right, so obviously this was a bargain priced book, and I am not going to read it. I'm a pretty mindful person, and I feel like I have enough books on mindfulness that I just don't need one more. So, to the donation pile with that one. Now dig this. I remember I was in Barnes & Nobles when I bought this. This is back in the days where I would buy one book at a time. I would read it, then go buy a book. Read it, then go buy a book. And that is, how I got my enjoyment. Always having that book to look forward to and always being able to keep on track, because I wouldn't allow myself to buy another book until I completed one. So that was a great method for me. However, like I said, I've grown as a reader. I've grown as a book purchaser. And that method no longer works for me. But this is the Cellulite Solution by Howard Murad, MD. And in today's day and age, this has no relevance. So, to the donation pile. Now, this one brings back some memories. I love this book, and I am going to have a hard time parting with it. I don't know if I'm going to part with it. It was originally 35 cents. It has seen better days. Literally, it has seen better days. It is coming apart. It's coming apart. But I love this story so much. This is my favorite biblical story of them all. And I remember this when I was floating in the raft until I completed it. And it was hot. It was like 100 degrees, but it felt like 110. And the Egyptians with the pyramids, and I felt like I was there, and I appreciated all the work that went into the pyramids, and I just loved this story. I am not one to watch TV. Some violent scenes, well, all violent scenes I can't do. I have a queasy stomach. I can't see gunshots and whippings and abuse, abuse. Don't like babies crying. They're my hang-ups, but I could do a better job in reading it. And I did buy this at my local library sale. But because it's my favorite, I don't know. I'm going to just put that off to the side. All right. Raving Fans by Ken Blanchard and Sheldon Bowles. Forward by Harvey Mackey. Well, my husband had to read this for work, and so he asked me if I would also read it with him, and I did. And it is just, going beyond the customer experience. And I already read it and got from it all I was going to get, and I'm never going to read this again. And if somebody else could benefit from this information, they could have it. Oh, I'm going to save this little ditty for last. Okay, Lolita. I bought this last year at my local library book sale, and I am not told good things about this. Something, I could be wrong, something or another about an adolescent affair with a teacher. And I don't think I would be very much into that. So they say it's funny. How could it be funny? Nabokov writes prose the only way it should be written, that is ecstatically. Vladimir Nabokov's most famous and controversial novel, which tells the story of the aging Humbert's obsessive, devouring, and doomed passion for the nymphette Dolores Hayes. Yeah, we're not going to read that. No. We'll save that one. Okay, another library. I should be more careful or selective with my books. Lauren Bacall by myself. I'm not going to read that. I have had that for a number of years. I haven't read it. I'm not going to. This was given, it's The Great Controversy. Will two former rivals reunite? I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read it. All right. Elizabeth by J. Randy Taraborelli. I'm not going to read this one simply because I got the newest memoir about her, or autobiography. So, I should say. So I'm not going to read this one. I feel like mine is a more modern version, and it's not quite as bulky. These are quite heavy to have to, these are sit-down books. You need these in your lap. These are not books that you're going to get a workout if you hold this. It's quite substantial in weight. How I Came to Sparkle Again, a novel by Kaya McLaurin. Now, I bought this strictly because I was digging this cover. Yeah. However, I don't think that the subject matter would pertain to me as a 52-year-old woman, well, soon to be 52-year-old woman. I don't really care if I sparkle. I don't really care if I do. So, and I don't think I'm in danger of losing a sparkle. When you reach a certain age, pretty much everything is going to be all right. So we're going to pass that on to the younger generation. Now, the last two books I am going to get rid of are relatively new books. I have no room in my life for this BS. I bought this book, My Darling from the Lions, Rachel Long, and I bought it strictly for these cowboy / majorette boots, whatever you call them, paired with this big bird-like dress. Love this cover. Love it so much. However, I don't love what's inside of this. I actually... I was like, am I really reading this? No, I did a video on this and no. It might be someone else's cup of tea, but it is definitely not mine. So, Tom Petty sings a song and it's called Fold Again. And if you base my life in books upon covers, that would be the theme anthem song to my book buying life. Fold Again. I don't like it. I don't. All right. And now this son of a gun. Oy vey, oh my goodness. A Merry Little Meet Cute. Now, I bought this in October at Target, and it is adorable. That is super cute. However, it is a filthy son of a gun. Filthy son of a gun of a book. I'll tell you. I don't even like to speak of it. And it was written by women, I guess. Girl power. But it's not my cup of tea. So basically, this is the story of a man who runs a porn network. Now he wants to branch out and develop a new network, kind of like your Christmassy, those cheesy romance, feel good. Everybody loves, to pour their cider or their hot chocolate and sit down on their couch, nestle up and watch these good Hallmark movies. There you go. So he wants to do that I think it's called Hopeflix, like a spin-off of Netflix. Okay, Hopeflix. And so he can't let it be known that he is the owner-operator of this and the owner-operator of that. So we're not going to let the wires cross. However, when he had all these naughty pictures scattered on his desk and he had an appointment to meet with the network of this, the executives of this other network that he wanted to start, he quick scrambled and put everything in his attaché case, except for there's always a lone picture that doesn't make it in. And that's what happened. And one of the executives said, "Who is this topless chick?" Rather than him saying, "Oh, she's no good, you wouldn't want her, she doesn't know how to act," he says, well, she's okay. She's okay. Which right there is the wrong thing to say. But she's the lady, the executive is like, no, 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 we must have her, get her in here. I feel like she's going to bring just the right edge that we need. Anyways, we have a boy who was in a boy band in his youth, his teenage years, and like a Backstreet Boy, a Justin Timberlake kind of boy. Well, he grew up in his teenage years idolizing this escapee in the picture and posters of her on his wall. Okay, so anyways, they get this actress, her, the porn star actress, and this like boy band guy who idolizes her to star in the same movie. And she was fond of him and he was fond of her, but they're at the point where they don't quite let each other know that. They're just still secretly thinking that, as they recently get acquainted with themselves and rehearse lines. So they're starting to get more acquainted, and it's starting to get extremely naughty, and I just don't need that in my life. I am daisies and butterflies and bumblebees, and I just don't, I'm not a prude, but I just don't need that. I don't know what else to say. It's not for me. So I began to read this, and as it started to get a little filthy, I shut the book and said, oh no, I can't read this at Christmas, because that was my intention, to read it, December 23rd, 24th. I can't do that now. We need an alternate plan. So after Christmas, I was like, what am I going to do? Should I return it? Maybe I should read it for Garb August. Just put it on the shelf, put it away, wait for then. Then maybe around February, Valentine's Day, I said, okay, let's just give it another chance. Let's just keep an open mind. So I pulled it back off the shelf, began to read it, and it got even filthier. So I am like, you know what? Ain't nobody got time for this. So I don't want it. So it's out. And let me tell you, friends, it is, and I'll tell you this first. Maybe I should lighten up. I don't know. 412 pages long. I am 139 pages into it, and I can't take it anymore. So that's that. I'll tell you that. And then I will also, what else did I want to tell you about that? The mind of a 52-year-old, we forget things easily. What the heck is it that I wanted to tell you? It doesn't really even matter. Yeah. Donation pile. They are the books that I am willing to part with, and I have made my decision about this one, and I can't get rid of it just yet. So that one stays. So originally a 13-book Unhaul has now turned into a 12-book Unhaul. Maybe somewhere down the future I'll be able to, but for right now, can't do that one. So comment below. Can you get rid of your books easily? If you can, do you have any tips or tricks that you can share with me so that I can open the floodgates of my mind and be able to part with these books more easily and I am sure you out there will agree. The books that I have gotten rid of should have probably been gotten rid of a long time ago. I should have gotten rid of them a long time ago. But anyways, forward motion, and it is a step in the right direction. So 12 less books on my shelves, and it feels good. It feels really good. So maybe somewhere in the very near future, I will be doing another book unhaul. Until my next video, know that I love you. Be well, be good, be reading, and may all your book dreams come true.